Hello viewers, Captain Breerson here. Welcome back to another flight simulator video where today we are in America again. Once again to do a flight from LAX all the way over to Dallas Fort Worth in Texas. It's going to be a night flight. It's about 4 AM in the morning at the time of recording this video in the States, of course, in real time. And we're in the PMDG 737 for this flight in the American Airlines old colors. And we're parked at gate 68 Alpha, and I'm using the Blueprint LAX scenery, and it's a pretty good scene. I mean, the textures do look a bit old, but other than that though, the airport here looks pretty fantastic. So then, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into the cockpit. We've pretty much completed most of the starting up checklist, so all we have to do now is turn on, well, the flight directors are turned on. So all I have to do now is turn on the fuel pumps, turn on the fans. Not sure. Hold on, I forgot what those switches are called over there. Let me just take a look. Overhead lower panel. Oh, the packs, of course, the packs. So turn on our packs, turn on our APU bleed. Dual bleed is on, yes. Equipment cooling is on. Window heat is on. Fuel pumps are on. And we're pretty much all set to go. So last thing we need to do now is release the wheel chocks. Parking brake is set. And we can go ahead and turn off the panel lights. It'll take a little while for me to... This is often a bit tedious, but we'll keep these panel lights up instead. And yeah, we're pretty much all set to go. So now we can begin pushback. So let me just switch over to the first officer seat. We'll be able to do the pushback from there then. So ground connections, round 1, payload, pushback, pushback, pushback. And then how far can we go back? We can go back about 90 degrees and then turn left by 50. So 90 degrees, straight pushback length, 90 degrees. And then we'll turn the nose to the left by 50, and we'll go ahead and begin pushback.
And ground cockpit. All right, Captain. We're all set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start at your discretion.
Roger that, ready for push. Power and air are clear, doors closed. We are ready for pushback. Release parking brake, please.
Parking brake is released.
Okay, parking brake is off, clear to push.
Brakes off, here we go.
Alright, parking brake is... We're pushing back now, so we can go ahead and fire up engine 2. There we go. Engine 2 is firing up normally. Oh, this is an interesting problem. Start valve is open, low oil pressure. Okay, obviously something is... Ah, there we go. It's the it's these packs here that's preventing the engines from starting up. Or at least I think anyway.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
Parking brake is set.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Okay, sir. Tow bar is off. Pin is out. Watch the pin on the right.
Alright guys, thanks. You're clear.
I think
to
we might have
disconnect.
pushed back a
We
bit
will,
too
be
far.
watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, I pushed back into a United Airlines 737. I knew I pushed back too far. Oh no. Well, that's my pilot's license revoked. I knew I should have set the parking distance a lot lower, or the pushback distance a lot lower. But I don't seem to be colliding with the aircraft. I probably don't have collision settings on. Anyway, both engines are running normally now, so we can go ahead and hand power over to the generators, and we can turn off the APU, turn on our taxi light, set lights to probe and steady. And now we can dim the lights, because when I was on a real world airplane, the pilots would dim the lights at night for safety, probably because they'd be able to see the ground and what's ahead of them. So we'll just wait for the EGT dial to go down. Then we'll get going then. Alright, there we are. It's shutting off now, so we'll go ahead and begin pushback to runway 7 left. I think I might have forgotten to put on collision settings or something like that. Oh well, not to worry. Also, I found something very interesting regarding shadow play. That when I was recording this video for the first time, I had a small little problem where I was struggling to hear myself talking over the gameplay audio. But now I found a feature where I can set the audio to separate both audio tracks, which means I can separate both the game audio and my commentary audio from here. So it makes it more easier for me to edit the videos, which is pretty interesting. So I won't have to worry about dealing with the issue of not hearing myself in game. There is a lot of aircraft tonight here in Los Angeles. Looks like we're hearing some air traffic on the frequency from the default air traffic. This is from the default ATC now. It's not on VATSIM or anything like that. So there's a World Travel A321 and what looks like a Turkish Airlines A330, I think. Oh, it's a Hawaiian Airlines aircraft. Alright, we're going to put on the landing lights now. And I have something else to tell you guys that I've been thinking about doing, but I'll tell you when we're up in the air. When we reach our cruising altitude of 22,000 feet. Anyway, set flaps for 5. Hit the brakes. Alright, that United Airlines 737 is taking off. Yeah, flaps set to 5. Oh yeah, turn back on our pack. Just so that the... So, there we are, lined up on the runway. And we'll just stop here. We could let that... We could maybe let that Hawaiian aircraft go across. We'll also let that United Airlines 757 go across, because the AI here will completely ignore you if you use ATC, if you don't use ATC, so I think it's best that we let them across. Shall we check if there's any aircraft behind me or not? Nope, there isn't. And that World Travel A321 is going to the other terminal. So let these two go across, and then we'll be on our way. In the meantime, though, we'll do a little check on the flight controls. Yes, yes. Yep, all good. Check the reverse thrusters. Yep, reverse thrusters are working. Check the speed brake. Yep, speed brake's working. Alright, both aircraft are now across, so we can go ahead and begin our takeoff roll. Oh yeah. Engage VNAV and LNAV. A knots, cross check. 120. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate, gear up. Oh, forgotten. I forgot that I've reconfigured the buttons. Anyway, we're climbing to 11,000 feet. That's our transition altitude. And then after that, we transition on to we'll transition on to flight level 220 then. And flaps can come up now. Anyway, there's another aircraft there just ahead of us. So if we take a look at the weather for Dallas Fort Worth, if I can get it up. Just see where that flight radar is. Ah, here it is. This is the weather in Dallas Airport at the moment. If I could just get the phone, or if I could just get the camera to focus on the phone. Ah, yeah, there we go. It's the wind is heading in 1308 knots. Conditions are 11 degrees. And oh, the phone's gone off. Alright, now it's back up again. So that's the weather in Dallas Fort Worth at the moment. Pretty calm conditions at the moment, so nothing that will cancel any flights or anything like that. Now, if I'm right, the aircraft should make a right turn onto the flight path there, will it? No, so it looks like I'm going to have to set this to here and execute. And then we'll go for a flight level change. Let the airplane climb. Frame rate had a massive stutter there for a minute, but all is good. Alright, we're at 22,000 feet now, so we can go ahead and so now we can just go ahead and sit back, relax, and we'll let the aircraft do the flying for the rest of the way until we reach our top of the descent, of course. But yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say though. When we reach our cruising altitude at 22,000 feet, I've been thinking about doing some live streaming on Twitch, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be doing some live streaming yet or not. But I just thought I'd ask you guys whether if I should consider taking up live stream on either Twitch or YouTube. And if you think I should consider doing some live streaming for my channel, then just leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below about the topic on me, whether or not I should be doing live streaming or not, or whether I could be doing, or whether I should do some live streaming or not. I think live streaming would be a great idea for my fans, or not my fans, my viewers, to connect with me and be able to join in live whenever I am either flying an airplane, doing a flight, or whether I'm racing on R Factor. And now there's the desert ahead of us. So it looks like we're going to be flying across the desert for the next few hours. Anyway, my frames are running very smooth. They're running at 30 FPS for a payaway aircraft, which is pretty good. But also doing some experiments over the Christmas as to how I can make my FPS run a lot more smoother. And I've seen videos on it and how it can be done. But when I seen the video of one person's settings, I decided to take that as an initiative and see how I can make it even better. Yeah, I was just texting someone there for a minute, guys. I was texting my dad, seeing how work was going for him. He was just letting me know that he's going to be home in a few minutes, so that's good. You might have seen my dad a couple of times in one of my videos. Great, hilarious person. He's hilarious at times. Anyway, we are 12 nautical miles away from Bravo Lima Hotel. It's running at 32 FPS, but that's because we're in the middle of a desert. But I imagine if we go outside, the frame rate's going to be a lot more smoother. Yeah, look at that. 95 frames per second here. That is pretty cool. Just amazing. Amazing at what I could do with Flight Simulator with just those little extra tweaks. And then FSX is running smooth again. Now it looks like there's a sunrise coming over from the east there. So it looks like, though, by my calculations, we're gonna be arriving in Texas by sunrise, if I am not mistaken. Alright, now we've passed Bravo Lima Hotel, And now we're going to make our way, now we're making our way over to Kilo Alpha 210. Pretty good, pretty good. Anyway, we are 12 nautical miles away from Bravo Lima Hotel. It's running at 32 FPS, but that's because we're in the middle of a desert. But I imagine if we go outside, the frame rate's going to be a lot more smoother. Yeah, look at that. 95 frames per second here. That is pretty cool. Just amazing. Amazing on what I could do with Flight Simulator with just those little extra tweaks. And then FSX is running smooth again. Tell you what, guys. That sunrise over there is looking pretty fantastic. I was right about the sun coming up on FSX, and here it is now. Wow, look at that sunrise. Oh, I imagine my dad would be pulling his hair out if he sees the sunrise in FSX and me flying across the half the United States. Meantime though, let's see when the top of the descent is coming up. Whoa, am I reading that right? Can't tell if that's the top of the descent there or gosh, I'm not sure. Ah, there's our top of the descent just there. It's before Masti, so after TXO, that's when we consider beginning our descent. That's our approach ref. Well, we won't need to worry about that until we get closer to the end of the flight. Now Texas is another 839 nautical miles away. As here I am, anxiously waiting for that sunrise to come on up. Just for me to snap a photo of my 737 flying in the sunrise across the United States of America. Traffic? Whoa, that airplane's very close. Oh, it's a Beechcraft King Air 350. He's literally at the same altitude as me. Anyway, we're clear of conflict. And now Kilo Alpha 210 is just another 48 nautical miles away. And when the sunrise also comes on up, I will then turn off these backlight panel lights here and just let the natural light come into the aircraft. Looks like we're out of fuel now, so, well, the center tank fuel is empty, so We'll have to turn off the center fuel pumps. And then we'll be using the fuel in the left and the right fuel tanks. Wow, traffic down below us is very busy. Oh, I think it's starting to get. I think there's a bit of turbulence starting to hit the aircraft. No, false alarm. I thought there was going to be turbulence hitting the airplane, but apparently I am mistaken. Alright, here comes the sunrise. Here comes the sunrise. So I'll just go outside. And wow. Wow, look at that sunrise. Are you seeing this? What I'm seeing, guys. This sunrise in FSX. Amazing. Just amazing. I'm going to let the sunrise get a little bit more higher for the sky to go full out bright orange, if it will do that. Looks like we're going through a cloud. Well, we were. Now to snap a photo. There we go, nice. That's a photo worth remembering. Oscar November Mike is our next waypoint, which is 190 nautical miles away, as there is the sunrise coming up, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. And looks like it's pretty cloudy in this part of the States. And since the sunrise is up now, I can safely turn off the panel lights and maybe turn down the background lights as well. Right. Now we'll just sit back and watch that sunrise. Oh man, it looks pretty amazing. Well, we've entered in a bit of cloud now. Oh, it looks like we're getting a bit of turbulence, guys. Well, we were, but it's stopped now. now we are 680 miles away from Dallas Fort Worth. I like these kind of flights, the flights where it would go from nighttime to daylight. Those kind of flights I like, and also the kind of flights where it goes from daytime to nighttime. I like doing those kind of flights more because it gives an interesting perspective on, or it'd be very interesting to see the time change as you're flying along from daytime to nighttime. It's very cloudy in this part of America. Not sure what state we're in though. I imagine that when we reach a TXO, that's when we come into Texas. So I imagine we're in New Mexico now. I think, I'm not sure, somewhere along there. Not the country Mexico, but the state New Mexico. All right, there's our top of the descent coming up now, guys. So now will be a good time to take a look at our approach path. 23,000 feet is where we're descending to, so set down to 23,000 feet. And we are now beyond 30 nautical miles away from our top of the descent point, so we can go ahead and begin our descent and turn on the passenger sign. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now beginning our descent into Dallas Fort Worth Airport. So if you might return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts and prepare for landing, please. Thank you. So in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and decrease the speed down to about 270 knots. Alright, we're below 18,000 feet, so now barometric pressure set to normal. Let's take a look at the altimeter setting for this airport. In Europe, it'd be known as the Q&H code, but in America, it's known as the altimeter setting. Altimeter is 3013, so we'll go ahead and set that. Initial ref, that's our initial ref page of our speed. Speed 30 knots. No, flap setting 30 at 129 knots. We'll go ahead and keep down 270 for now anyway. Whoa, frame rate's starting to drop now. Ah, well, that's normal for a flight simulator anyway. For the FPS to drop. And now we're at 6,500 feet. Not long until we intercept the glide slope. Hopefully the ILS can come into range. A little adjusting on the trim. We can also turn off LNAV and VNAV. There we go. Why does the trim set it? Why does the trim keep setting the airplane's nose to a more down position instead of more upwards? Oh well. I'm not going to question it. I don't know if that's an actual thing that the 737 does. Now there's a 777 flying above me, but he's climbing, so we don't need to worry about him. I think we might be a bit too high. Alright, 1,000 feet. Alright, there's the runway. There's the runway in sight. So now all I have to do is just guide the airplane in. 600. 500. Speed brake is armed. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. 400. 400. 300. 200. 100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Easy does it. Easy does it. Alright, we're on the ground. Oh, nice! That was smooth landing. That was smooth as silk there on that landing. Might have landed on the wrong runway though, but speed brake is up. Just disarm it. There we go. For a moment there, I thought we might have landed on the wrong runway. This is, I was going by what the weather chart was telling me. Yeah, all the other aircraft are landing over there, so it looks like this runway was closed. I was just literally going by what the winds told me as to whereabouts would be safe to land. It was purely all just a guessing game for me anyway. Anyway, here we are in Dallas nevertheless, and then we can go ahead and activate the APU. Now Bravo 29 should be somewhere along here. Ah, there it is, just beside that MD-83 and beside that 737 as well. So we're parked in between two default airplanes. Alright, the marshaller again. Taxi light is off. Alright. And now the fuel pumps can be switched off. Engines are cut. Seatbelt sign can now be switched off. Yeah, we parked a little bit too far out, a little askew. Yeah, did park a bit too far, but oh well. Could be worse. Now we have APU on. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on this flight from Los Angeles to Dallas, Texas. And despite the odd issue here and there, we managed to get to the end of the. We managed to complete the flight in the end. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, this is Captain Brereton signing off. Have a good one.